Coming right up, the Wizards taking on the Celtics. For the Washington Wizards, it's been a trying start to the season. Wins hard to come by. Tonight, they'll try to get back on course. Celtics, Wizards, the NBA on 2K Sports. Hello, everyone. Proud to bring you Wednesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book, over the air, in podcasts, and on TV, the terrific Bill Simmons. Bill, great to have you.
And now for somebody who's playing a video game at 3 in the morning. That's my next.
Thank
that's
you
the
very
next
much.
phase for me.
But isn't this a great venue for
This
it?
is great.
Huh? I know.
This is great. They're half asleep. My voice is waking them up. I'm excited.
Bill Simmons is terrific.
Yeah. Wake up. Wake up. I'm talking to you.
Hey, Dave.
Well, last season, the Celtics tried to balance minutes between a talented core of younger players along with their trio of superstar veterans. With the departure of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, now youth must be served. The question is, how far can that carry them?
And I feel, David, they're still in great position. I know you do, too. Thanks for that report. And here in Boston, Bill, the place where you received your master's degree in journalism. Talk about the Celtics at that time in the early to mid-90s.
Well, Larry Bird retired, Kevin McHale retired. They knocked the Boston Garden down.
Ouch.
We were in the lottery for a bunch of years. It was a terrible decade, Kevin. Thanks for asking.
But still a Boston fan, true and true, right? Huh?
Yeah. Well, I grew up, we were doing well, then we weren't doing well. Now we're doing great again. That's the team of the future.
And now Washington starting group. Wall runs the point with Beal at the 2. In at forward, it's Hachimura and Bertans. And it's Bryant in at the 5. And for Boston, Walker and Smart, the guards. Williams is out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Tatum in at the small forward.
And he's kind of always had that shoot-first mentality for a point guard. And when you can shoot it like Walker, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. And take a look at the Magic. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And with where Washington is, they've started out slow. It's not for a lack of want to. It's just the way the roster is composed. They have as many questions on that roster as they have answers.
Tatum's shot is off. And so it's Wall with it, bringing it up for the Wizards. It's a 3-point game. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Celtics team.
Yeah, 2 conference rivals. I mean, they'll play each other a total of 4 times this season.
So what you look for in the first game, 1, does one team make a statement? And 2, how does the other team react to that?
Now, here's Walker. 32 points for him last game against Dallas. Williams finds Walker. Wall with a block.
Now you see the wingspan and the timing by John Wall. What a defensive effort.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Here's Tatum. Offensive rebound. Williams.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And Wall. Here we go now. Williams with the block.
A main staple in Williams' game. That 6th sense for when to rise up and deter those shots.
Inside. Here's Bryant. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case
in
my
idea.
book.
That's a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
All of it, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Walker against Wall. High arcing shot. Now Beal. He had 25 points in the win against Cleveland. Here's Bryant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, way to play an attack mode and get to the line.
He'll take his third and fourth free throw shots of the game right here. Free throw, good, Bryant. Both free throws good for Bryant. Bill, it was in Boston where you received your master's degree in journalism. What attracted you to this profession? Why journalism?
I couldn't do anything else, and I didn't like manual labor.
No, really?
No, that really was it. I was good at writing.
Like anybody in your family or anybody you
No,
know?
I was always a good writer, and I liked writing and sports.
Yeah.
So just kind of like, I'll do those two things
Did
together.
it in high school, I'm assuming? Right?
Yeah, started in high school. I had a big thing for me was in college. I had a column for the school newspaper, really from freshman year on. And around sophomore year, I felt like it started to get momentum. And that was the first time I thought, I wonder if I can get paid for this.
Right.
Which, as it turned out, no, until I was about 29.
Yeah. Now, here's Smart. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Dallas. Walker with it. Outside, Smart. Offline with his three. It's Wall with the drive. And Wall with the slam.
That is what we mean by the fast twitch athlete. John Wall explodes to the rack.
Austin with the ball. They trail by one. Right side to Walker. Outside Tatum. Six to shoot. Back to Walker. He's off on that one. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Beal, the pass to Hachimura. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Tatum. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. And here's Walker. 5 points in the game.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
So for the Wizards, their last game, a win against Cleveland.
They played terrific defensively. The few cracks they showed, guys were quick to rotate and help each other out.
We talk about multiple efforts on the defensive end, and I thought, boy, that was good old-fashioned focus, team effort. What a win.
Wall with some nice defense.
This has not been a good period for this guy. Out of sync, not letting the game come to him. He's got to settle down and make shots.
There's Beal with the three. Good work defensively by Smart. Celtics trail by 3. Wall with a block. Hachimura the pass to Bertans. Misses from short range. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Walker. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game. You know, Bill, a bevy of talent for the Celtics last season. How close were they to meeting your expectations?
They were about as close as I am living in L.A. to Boston. They were 3,000 miles away. It was an emotionally scarring season. I hated it. I didn't enjoy it, and it was a huge disappointment. Other than that, it was fun.
Yeah, but it was painful almost, wasn't it?
When you have a team that you have all these assets, and you can't figure out how those assets can come together as an actual basketball team, you know, that brings the point yet again. This is why we have basketball. It's not just about the players. It's about how they mesh together. Yes. That team did not mesh.
First one falls for him.
We have seen Bradley Beal take on more of a leadership role lately. This guy wants to prove he can put a team on those big-time shoulders of his.
And both free throws good for Beal. Celtics trail by 5. And now the first timeout called here for Boston.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
And with the pause here, how about the stats for Bradley Beal? Great showing for him last season. 11th in scoring. And he was also among the top 20 in steals. That ability is more unique than folks realize. Very valuable defensively.
Oh, yeah, one of the most dependable scorers in the league. He really saved him in several games a season ago.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Here's Wall. Doris, what about that dunk?
That was special. My goodness. This seems to be the new breed of point guards who can play above the rim. Wall finishing with style.
Boston trailing. Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough, especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know you're out there. You're playing this game right now. They tend to think the league started when Kobe showed up and that the 90s and the 80s didn't happen. I sense a real resentment from the younger fans with the LeBron versus MJ thing because LeBron's their guy. They get to watch LeBron. They don't want to hear that MJ was better than him, so they make a case for LeBron and the way things are now.
But what about like the Oscar Robertsons, the Elgin Baylors, and we talked about, my goodness, you talk about some of these players. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the
fantastic
60s,
numbers.
70s, 80s.
Oh.
I think part of what hurts is people can go on YouTube, and when you watch some of the older stuff, nobody's playing defense.
Oh, Kevin, don't you love how unselfish Marcus Smart is? Sees the open man, whips the pass over in just the right amount of space.
Wall passes to Hachimura. Wants to get it to Bryant and does. Over Williams. Bryant can't get it to go.
Well, this is how you shut him down. A tremendous contest against a very skilled player.
And it's Brown missing. Wizards leading by 7. Beal deciding where to go with it. Thomas outside. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. All against Brown. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on John Wall.
Don't you love how physical Jaylen Brown is? This guy is not afraid to draw contact.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
And for Jaylen Brown at the free throw line, he has worked so hard on his mechanics, and that's paid dividends in terms of his confidence, guys.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Boston. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Marcus Smart. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And from everything we're hearing, Bill, the draft's one and done aspect may be coming to an end. Like it?
For me, the G League is the key to all of this. I would like to see the guys come right out of high school and go into the G League and have an actual infrastructure that's attached to the real team.
And the G League is having an effect on the NBA. There are a lot of former guys from that league playing in the big league.
And the other thing is, like, sports rights are becoming more and more valuable with the streaming services and just the fact that you can watch a game anywhere you are. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it if you're in China. You can watch it if you're in Hawaii. And I think the G League should be a bigger thing. So if they can figure out a way to kind of steal college basketball's corner with some of this stuff while also preparing these guys. The one and done, that makes no sense to me. I don't understand what anyone gains from going to college for 5 months and then pretend they're a college student.
And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. Celtics trail by 7. Wanamaker the pass to Williams. Now here's Kanter. And the pass to Williams. Tries again, and it's blocked. And he's able to get it back. Here's Wanamaker, back to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Over Thomas. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Wizards leading by 7. Pass to Wagner. Over Williams. Wagner can't hit. Boston's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Pass to Wanamaker. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Well, that's the IQ of Gordon Hayward on display. He understands what the defense is trying to take away and finds the open man.
Now here's Thomas. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. Here's Brown. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
2 shots. Foul. Elbow. 2.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Brown. And Brown drops them both. You'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever?
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
So it's Boston now, following the bucket by the Wizards. Cantor, the pass to Brown. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Brown's got 5 points so far.
Well, to me, that's excellent timing from Jaylen Brown. He shoots with confidence, knowing his teammates trust him.
Upside Thomas, pass to Wagner. Misses the three. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. It's a three-point game. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Fifth on the list, the Celtics.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. And Brown drops them both. Here's Smith. Against Cleveland, he was really on his game. Outside Thomas. It's deflected. Smith kicks to Thomas. Fires from deep. And Cantor pulls it down. Boston trailing. And here comes Hayward, leading the fast break. Here's Wanamaker. They get it back. Tries yet again. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Here's Smith. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well. In watching Jaylen Brown, sometimes, you know, Billy looks like a future star. Other times, he struck. Now, he's only a couple years into this league, and I get that, but what do you think he needs to do to gain more consistency with his game?
I'm actually a huge Jaylen Brown fan. The last 4 months of the season, he became a really good two-way player. And I think the model for him potentially is Paul George, because he had a lot of the same checkpoints that Paul George did. Paul George is somebody that the first couple years of his career didn't go to the line very much, which I always like to look at to see, especially with a forward, if they're going to actually become a real scorer, you want those free throw attempts to be kind of in the 7, 8, 9 range. Jaylen Brown doesn't get to the line, but Paul George didn't either, and I think he's such a good athlete. He's a really smart basketball player, and I think he plays hard. And I think that was a weird situation that he was in last year. And he was one of the only ones that got better as the year went along.
He plays hard. You saw something in his eye. I don't think you like coming off the bench.
He didn't. I think he's really good.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
There's the pass to Wagner. Shoots over Cantor. Bank shot, no good. Boston's gone, just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Brown dishes to Cantor. The game now all time.
I think Brown demonstrating he's got a great understanding of the game. He keeps his head moving, his eyes open so he can spot the open man.
Now here's Thomas. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Tries again. Here's Mahimi. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Wizards lead by 2.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Back to Wanamaker. Hayward outside. Here's the teardrop, and the layup is good.
Well, this is where Gordon Hayward continues to add to his game. He is super confident with the floater right now.
Now Thomas. Pass to Bonga. Here's Wagner. Mahimi with it. Smith outside. A 3-ball. That shot no good.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the 3.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
Tie game in Boston. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach Brad Stevens. He said they go way back.
Our relationship started when I was in high school. He came to my morning workouts and really recruited me at Butler and was kind of the first guy that I think believed in me that I could make it to the next level.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league, while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs, and credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
So this is how the floor looks for the Wizards starting the second. Mahimi is out there with Wagner. And it's Smith. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Bonga in at the 3. So it's the Wizards now. After Gordon Hayward's miss, Bonga the pass to Wagner. 6 feet out. Count the basket. And the Wizards lead by 2.
Sees his man, has the angle on the interior, and drops a dime right there.
And so Wanamaker will bring it up for Boston. Kicks to Cantor. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's 2 fouls on him early. He'll have to be careful not to pick up another one.
Hayward from outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Hayward's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, this is why it's important that Gordon Hayward continue to space the floor. When he's hitting from distance, boy, it unlocks every aspect of his game.
Now here's Thomas. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And the shot goes in. Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
Yeah, and that number should easily top double figures before it's over.
So it's Boston now. They trail by 1. Passes it to Brown. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's Poirier. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Brown missing. And here is Thomas. With some arc, and it's good on the way in. And now a 3-point Wizards lead.
This, to me, is where Isaiah Thomas is at his absolute best. He's a ferocious penetrator, excellent at knifing into the teeth of the defense.
Here's Wanamaker, and on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, the Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. Here's Smith following the bucket by the Celtics. Mahimi passes to Wagner. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Excellent D from Cantor. Down low. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, the 7-footer showing how easy it can be. And is Cantor aggressive.
So timeout called here. The first for Washington. And a new group in for the Celtics. Daniel Tice is checked in for Enes Kanter. Jason Tatum comes in for Gordon Hayward. Marcus Smart's checked in for Brown. And Walker subbed in for Brad Wanamaker. Now here's Wall. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Cleveland.
And let's not forget about the assist. This guy as a playmaker was a driving force for that offense.
The Celtics with the lead. Now here's Walker. He has 5. Poirier, no good.
Boy, defense nowhere to be found, and neither was his shot at that time.
Wall against Smart. Wall passes to Hachimura. Shoots over Walker. And Boston with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And Greg, you cannot allow your opponent to shoot that high a percentage. That is going to get you beat night after night.
Bertans grabs the board. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Wall's shot is off.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
I'll tell you, if you leave a guy open, John Wall is going to put it on time and on target. And sometimes the defense is not going to look good as a result.
The Celtics have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Now Walker. Looking to get it going. He scores for only his 3rd time tonight. Now 3 for 10, taking a climb out of the hole.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Wall attacking.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. For Boston, they've gotten exactly half their shots to go down here in the second. 5 of 10. Here's Poirier. That shot, no good. And it's Washington the other way. Beal with it. Now guarded by Smart. Beal's shot is good.
Boy, that is just tremendous concentration from Bradley Beal. Defense all over him, no problem.
And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for Boston. They trail by 1. And it's Tice in the corner. Off target with his 3.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Wall passes to Bertans. Back to Wall. To the paint. Here's Bryant, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Foul on Boston. So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
And a look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
And the first one drops. Celtics making a switch here. Williams is checked in. Bryant hits them both.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him. Smart against Beal. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Bradley Beal picks one up.
Well, what phenomenal work deep inside the post. Smart, willing, and able to get himself to the line.
And so Smart nails both of them.
Boy, I just love how Marcus Smart plays the game of basketball. He's aggressive, he's intelligent, and he doesn't mind getting under your skin.
It's Beal on the wing. Bertans in the post. Defended by Tice. Offensive rebound. And it's Bryant missing. It's stolen by Bryant. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Wizards have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
The free throw drops for Bryant.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
That one misses. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Walker. Rebound, Washington. Bryant's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Beal. Pass to Hachimura. Three-pointer on the way. It's rebounded by Tice. Boston trailing. The kick out to Tatum. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Wizards. Bertans got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Hachimura. Here's Beal. Out of bounds. Wizards ball as Washington keeps possession. Now off the inbound. Tatum with it. 14 points from him the last game against Dallas.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
Now here's Wall. Jason Tatum missing his last shot. Great D that time from Tatum.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Here's Smart, and it's sent back by Bryant. There's the pass to Hachimura. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice has got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. To the inside, Williams. And finished off by Williams.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now here's Beal. He has 6. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Beal. The Wizards shooting in the second quarter has been pretty iffy, down 32%. Shot clock at 3.
Well, that's outstanding footwork from Smart on the defensive end. A superb job staying with his man.
Here's Tatum. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Washington's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Hachimura the pass to Bertans. Can't hit from in close. And it's Smart with the ball for the Boston Celtics. The kick out to Tatum. Jacks up a 3. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got rebound number 12 here already in the game.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Boston's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. And there's the pass to Tatum. Tries it from 9, and he hits the jump shot. Tatum's got it all tied up now for Boston.
Really off on his shooting, just 20% this period. Looks like he's getting a bit frustrated.
Outside Bryant. Over Williams. And it's Bryant missing.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Boston making some changes. Cantor checked in for Daniel Tice. Gordon Hayward comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Brown in for Smart. Wagner, he's checked in for the Wizards. Thomas comes in for Hachimura. Now here's Williams. 6 points for him. Down low. The kick out to Walker. Lets it go with a three. No good on that one. And Washington the other way now.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only one triple for him tonight.
Thomas, no good.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Now here's Thomas after Gordon Hayward's miss, and that one is good from Bradley Beal.
How about the pre-shot preparation by Bradley Beal? So good in the catch-and-shoot game.
There's the lob to Brown. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Boy, you get a real glimpse of the explosiveness of Jaylen Brown. What a big-time finish.
Outside, Wall. Pass to Bryant. There's 1:26 left in the first half of the game. Over Williams. Bryant can't get it to go. Well, Bill, I know you've got to run. Marvelous to have you on the program. Wish we could do it more often.
Let's do it right now. I don't have to run. Can I stay?
Yes, you can
All
always
right.
stay.
I don't want to leave.
You have a free ticket here anytime you
want.
want.
I want to stay, please.
The microphone's always open.
Thank you.
Well, Doris, you read most reporters. They try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
Well, I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
Passes to Canner. He kicks it to Brown. Pass to Hayward. Walker in the corner. It's good from long range. Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now, here's Thomas. Outside, Beal. The pass to Bryant. Over Williams. And Bryant the bucket on the assist from Beal. Bryant's got 13.
Well, Bradley Beal increasingly becoming a dangerous playmaker. What a pretty pass.
Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Wall dishes to Thomas. Wall. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And offensively, a little bit of a careless toss. You could have used a better angle on that pass.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Brad Stevens. Coach, what did you think of your team's energy in the first half?
I think the energy's fine. I thought we did look a little gassed at the end of that first stint for some of our starters, but I thought for the most part it was good.
Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They battled hard in the second quarter and it was reflected on the scoreboard. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
I was surprised at how comfortable they seemed here on the road. The hostile crowd, that didn't bother them at all. And I want to see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Celtics?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Thomas Bryant really making a difference here.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
That takes a level of aggression and a level of focus, and he has brought it all night thus far.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half.
And the Celtics looking to bounce back and make another deep playoff run.
And I think, Greg, they certainly have the talent to do it. This is a team that remains on the upswing. They have draft picks and assets. I think they are well positioned for the future.
Walker and Smart, the guards. Daniel Tice out there with Tatum, and it's Williams at the 5. That's the Boston 5. Hachimura. It's rebounded by Tice. Tice has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Now here's Wall. Kicks it to Beal. Looking to end his cold spell. And the layup good by Wall. Wall's got 10.
Getting resourceful there. Go ahead, John Wall, on the interior.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Wall with the steal. And Wall with the slam.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Pass to Bertans. From past the arc. The rebound by the Celtics.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Wizards leading by 3. Outside, Wall. Lob pass to Bryant.
This guy is consistently finding his teammates in their best spots to score. John Wall showing terrific passing ability.
And Walker's got the ball here for Boston. Wall with a block.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Beal, the pass to Bryant. And finish off by Bryant.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
They're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Now here's Tatum. To stop the run. The shot that time not on target. And it's Washington the other way.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
The defensive intensity must pick up. It hasn't been the same this half.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Well, a new era begins for the Washington Wizards, right? A change in the front office. The team has tried for years to rebuild in a number of different approaches. Perhaps a fresh outlook for fans under new guidance gives this team new hope.
And now a look at Jason Tatum. A very nice season for him last year. He put up about 15 points a game last season. 6 rebounds and 2 assists. You know, you look at the numbers and you think that this is great, but we know that he's capable of even bigger production.
You know, the numbers look okay, but the eye test tells us unequivocally he is capable of more. That is the sign of a star right there.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. And for the Wizards and their new front office, Doris, a tough task ahead of them.
I think so, Kevin, because first and foremost, they need to change the culture of the team, right? Too long, there had been a lack of accountability in D.C., and I think once they address that, the rest of the rebuild could come easier.
Now, here's Walker. 10 points for him. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. You look at Bryant, 4th in the league and as consistent as they come.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Wall against Walker. Wall passes to Bertans. Yep, that one goes in there. Bertans got the lead up to 11 now for Washington.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Wall against Walker. Right side Tatum. Here's Smart. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
And that one, good.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Walker dishes to Williams. They could use a bucket. Rebound, Washington. Bryant's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Fades away. Second chance shot. Passes it to Hachimura. Here's Wall, and here is Bertans. And that one is good. Bertans got 4 points this quarter.
And they shot just over 30% in that first half. Not what they were looking for, obviously, but they're getting much better looks here since halftime and have brought that percentage up.
Now a timeout called by Boston. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint, and you see the way Doris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient, because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
Well, that's a good way to look at it. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
And he makes the first. You know, Greg, defense are given for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Now here's Wall. 12 points for him. Pass to Bryant. Here's Walker. To the middle. Here's Tice. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
And the Wizards with possession after the basket by Boston. It's blocked. Puts it up from 17. Rebound by the Wizards. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Oh my goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. Celtics trail by 13. It's stolen by Wall. Oh, and a fast break for the Wizards. Wall. Oh!
Wow. Boy, great to see John Wall complete the break. For a while, we wondered what the effect of that Achilles injury would be. He shows us right there.
Guys, we've seen a lot of turnovers in this one.
Yeah, focus, focus, focus. Just make the simple play.
Now here's Tatum. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Walker's got his 7th assist in the game.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Berton's shot is good. Berton's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And Walker's got the ball here for Boston. 15-point game. He dishes it to Tatum. Smart on the wing. Beal with the steal. Wall passes to Bertans. And good that time. Berton's got 10 points here in the second half.
You know, put a rough first half behind him. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second.
The Celtics shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Walker finds Tatum. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Tatum's got 8.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Washington calls timeout. Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
And rightfully so, Kevin. With Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime, he's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Gordon Hayward's checked in for Daniel Tice, and Jaylen Brown subbed in for Marcus Smart. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Mo Wagner comes in for Davis Bertans. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Hachimura. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for John Wall. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Enes Kanter's checked in for the Celtics. Brad Wanamaker comes in for Kemba Walker. The pass to Hayward. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Mahimi. Jumps up. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into easy points.
Here's Wanamaker. He kicks it to Kanter. It's Brown on the wing. Covered by Smith. It's Brown with the drive. And Wagner pulls it down.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
The shot's good from Smith.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Here's Wanamaker. And stolen by Thomas. Smith in the posts. Shot from free throw range. Here's Wagner. A second chance effort. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Wizards lead by 21.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And here's Kanter. Pass to Wanamaker. No good on the triple. Wizards leading by 21. Smith on the wing. Defended by Hayward. Beal can't get it to go. Boston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Now here's Hayward. 5 points in the game. And Hayward at the stuff.
Boy, you've got to admire the toughness of Gordon Hayward. Always looking to finish with strength off the drive.
Thomas feeling it out a bit. Wagner. Mahimi trying to get open. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward. Doris, so interesting to watch 7-footers who almost never shot three-pointers make that now a featured part of their game.
Give some credit to the coaches who recognized the game was being revolutionized and that three-point shooting, regardless of position, would become integral to success. So a guy like Marc Gasol, who actually fought the idea of taking threes, Brooke Lopez, Nikola Vucevic, all of them have become more integral to team success and more capable NBA players because they can shoot the basketball. It's beautiful.
It is. Evolving and adapting at that size has been something to watch. And so he hits both. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for him.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Now, here's Cantor. Here's Wanamaker over Thomas. And he overshot that one, missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Wagner, good.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
So it's the Celtics now. Here's Wanamaker. And a strong finish with two hands.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Rebound, Boston. Cantor's got his fourth rebound in this one. Celtics trail by 21. Now Tatum. He's got 8. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And you look at Jason Tatum, able to play either forward position. Doris, do you think his future is at the 3 or at the 4?
I think he is interchangeable at either position because his scoring can be devastating. For Jason Tatum, it's really a matter of making sure he continues to gain strength, continue to be a force and factor on the defensive end, and probably enhance his footwork around the rim a little bit.
And that one falls for Tatum. Moves on moves. Greg, that's Jason Tatum.
I mean, this guy's a natural isolation scorer. Jab steps, crossovers, turnarounds, fadeaways. He's got an awful lot in his bag.
Walker's checked in for Brad Wanamaker. And a switcher also for Washington. Bonga's checked in. Now here's Thomas.
Come to me, come to me.
Pass to Bonga. Fires, high post. Jump shot is good that time. Wagner's got 8 points in the quarter.
And offensively, they finally seem to be coming around after an ugly first half.
Brown outside. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Well, Jaylen Brown has quality handles now. Relentless on the attack when he's got the rock in his hands.
Thomas kicks to Smith. Looking to get back on track here. That's good for Thomas on the assist by Smith. And that's now 6 points for Isaiah Thomas. .102 left in the third quarter of the game. Walker the pass to Cantor. Now here's Brown. Bonga pulls it in.
Boy, that's the kind of look this offense is designed to create. That's just a tough miss.
And Thomas, here we go. Wagner, good.
Well, you can see increasingly that Isaiah Thomas is the maestro running the offense. So adept at reading the defense and finding the open teammate.
Now here's Tatum. He's got 10. Pass to Cantor.
Come get it.
Shot clock at 6. There's Walker with the 3.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
To the left wing. Here's Bonga. And the layup's good off the glass. Bonga's got his first points of the night.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Washington out in front, running away with it. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. They've got Smith. Wagner out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Isaiah Thomas, and it's Bonga in at the 3 slot.
The big hands Williams has, especially effective at just gobbling up misses on both ends.
That's good from Williams. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And it's Williams throwing it down. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 11 rebounds.
You know, something that Williams does so well, as soon as he has inside positioning, he just goes for the finish.
Washington calls timeout.
You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Some changes for Boston. Daniel Tice comes in for Cantor, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Then for the Wizards, Davis Bertans checks in for Mahinmi. Hachimura comes in for Smith, and John Wall subbed in for Thomas. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room, and the hair looking sharp to match.
Wizards on D. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Smart kicks to Williams. Back to Smart. Clock at 4. There's Walker with the 3.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
Wall passes to Bertans. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. And the Wizards lead by 19.
You've got to have a short memory. Put a poor first half in your rear view and now make an impact.
The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. The pass to Williams. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Walker looking for an opening. Now the dish to Smart. The 15-footer got a hand on it, and they're able to recover. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Washington leading now by 19 points. Outside, Wall. Inside, And stolen by Williams. Hayward outside. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, pure strength from Hayward. Loves overcoming any challenge a defender might throw his way.
Here's Wall. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Smart against Wall. Wall with the steal. Here's Bunga. No good that time. Good work defensively by Smart. Walker in the post, covered by Wall.
Well, you have to give credit to Kemba Walker, who has always found ways to improve his game year after year. Has worked on that shot and tool set enough where he can now be a handful to defend for any guard.
No good on the free throw. And with Walker, as he has progressed as a player, you know, Greg, so has his leadership.
And Kemba has been a natural leader for so long during his time. When your leader puts in the work that Kemba does, it has to inspire the rest.
He hits the second from the line.
And you always know what you're going to get from Walker from the line. He's been a solid, consistent free throw shooter his entire career.
Pass to Hachimura. Back to Wall. Passes it to Bunga. Lets it go. And he gets the jumper to drop. And the Wizards lead by 20.
Not everything fell for him in that first half, and now it looks like they're beginning to hit their stride.
Williams with the ball. Outside, Smart. Launches a three. Rebound by John Wall.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Bunga drops in the layup for two.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
And Walker's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics.
Timeout.
They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And John Wall, of course, having to fight back from that torn Achilles, but also is now having to play up to that super max contract he signed.
Tice finds Hayward. Celtics passing it around. Outside, Smart. Hayward outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Williams outside. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Wall draws the double. Pass to Hachimura. And again, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. And here's Smart. The pass to Tice. To the left side wing. Walker with a clean look. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Wall, that's good.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Doris, here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
Yeah, easy call.
The first free throw is good.
And the Celtics last season mourning the passing of the great John Havlicek.
You know, Greg, he spent his entire career with the Celtics. He won 8 titles along the way. He was known as one of the great competitors and a class individual. His legacy undoubtedly will live on.
Bryant hits them both.
And one issue that has been a trouble spot for the Wizards for years now, outside shooting.
You know what, Greg, last year they made a real attempt to take more threes. So they do that, but then they finished 4th worst in three-point percentage. That is not a recipe for success. Listen, they know they want to be a team that can shoot from deep, but they've got to find more consistency, right?
To the left wing. Here's Langford.
That's really good defense by Bradley Beal. Because of his size and mobility to stay on the ball and affect the shot, that's really good D.
Here's Hachimura. The Wizards with another miss.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Now, here's Langford. Not a lot of room. Shoots over Beal. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. For Washington, they've gone 6 of 13. So just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. And Wall kicks to Beal. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, #1, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that, Greg. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
And the first one at the line is good.
And the Celtics, Brad Stevens, one of the youngest head coaches in the league and also one of the more respected.
And Greg, I was surprised that he didn't get any Coach of the Year votes 2 seasons ago. Think about it. The Celtics overcame injury to make the Eastern Conference Finals. Last season, he admitted his most trying in the 12 years as a coach. Boy, he is looking to get them back on track.
Langford has the open look. Nets the corner 3.
And this is where Langford can really improve as a jump shooter. Off the catch, looking really good on that one.
There's the lob to Brown.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
The Celtics shooting in the fourth quarter down around 31%, not playing with as much energy here lately. Now, here's Langford. He's covered by Brown. The shot by Ojale, no good.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
The shot by Mahinmi, no good. And for the Celtics, they're shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. A nice shot by Poirier.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
McRae passes to Brown. Pass to McRae. To the paint. Another steal. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Langford. And that one is off. Now the Wizards take it the other way. Here's McRae. Back to Bryant. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game, but because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
Washington's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Here's McRae. Over to the left wing. Mahinmi finds Brown. 4 on the clock. Here's McRae. Rebound by Williams. So it's Boston now, and they're running. Here's Wanamaker. And Wagner pulls it down. Wizards shooting about 47% here in the fourth. Here's Brown. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Doris, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator, and I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Here's Poirier. Off target from three-point range. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Wizards.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Wizards.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for John Wall.
He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double?
And there's the foul. It goes on C.J. Miles. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Brown the pass to McRae. From 13, and it's in off the backboard.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Wanamaker looking over the floor. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. With John Wall. John, do you think this team has reached its potential, or is there still room to grow?
We can go to a high level. You know, we still can get better defensively. Offensively, our efficiency is not there yet. You know, we still getting used to playing with others. We got a lot of room for improvement.
That's good news for Wizards fans, John. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.